So hello my dear friends, welcome back. Welcome to your channel Cooking Astrology. First of all, I would like to thank all of you for subscribing my channel and liking my videos. Thanks a lot. So today I'm going to be discussing one of the most interesting topics in Vedic Astrology, and that is discovery of life after death in Vedic Astrology. Now first of all, in Vedic Astrology, 5th house is the house which particularly governs the past life and the past life karmas of any native. So whatever the accumulated karma that you bring in this present life is totally dependent over the 5th house of the native. And when we are discussing for the next life, like life after death, that is where the 9th house of the D1 chart is first of all going to play a very important role, and we are going to be discussing this part in more detail. But the very first thing you need to pay attention towards the 9th house, planets that are sitting in the 9th house. And the second most important parameter is you need to check is the D-108 chart, okay, D-108 chart. It means here each zodiac sign is actually divided into 108 equal parts. You can find your D-108 charts in many softwares online also. This chart is also known as Ashtottaramsa chart, okay. It's basically you are dividing the one zodiac sign in 108 equal parts. It's same like we in the Navamsha Kundli, we are the D9 chart, D10 chart, we are dividing one zodiac sign into small parts. So in the similar manner in D108 chart, your one zodiac sign is divided into 108 equal charts, and then you get your D108 chart. Now in this D108 chart, the Ashtottaramsa chart, there are total 12 houses, in which the 1st to 4th house, this is actually the representation of the past. 5th house to 8th house is the representation of the present, and 9th house all the way up till the 12th house is the representation of the future actually. And even in order for you to study whether your materialistic desires or your spiritual desires, they have enhanced over the passage of time. And when I'm saying time in this video, we are not only talking about this Janma, we are taking into account all your previous births in Vedic Astrology. So whether from the past and the previous lives your materialistic desires have eventually enhanced in this lifetime, or your materialistic desires they have actually reduced in this lifetime, is totally dependent over this D108 chart. So first parameter you need to check is the 9th house, and I will go in that detail. And second is the D108 chart. Third important parameter is you need to pay attention towards the Atmakaraka Graha. Atmakaraka is the soul significator. It's the planet holding the highest degree in your astrological chart. Because understand one thing here, the escape route, basically escape route mean like in order for your soul to hit the end place actually, which is the path of moksha or liberation, where like you are not taking any further rebirths again and again in this lifetime actually, is dependent over your Atmakaraka plus Ketu and even the D60 chart. So we will try to discuss these three parameters in this particular video, and I request you to please watch this video till end. I have done a lot of research in these topics, and you will be able to find much more insights in this particular video with me. Now the very first thing, starting from the 9th house, the planets that are actually sitting in the 9th house or which are gaining control over the 9th house, pay attention towards both of these planets actually. Because understand one thing here, in order for you to check whether you are going to be carry forwarding anything from this lifetime to the next lifetime. Although if materialistically speaking, you have came empty-handed and you are going to leave this universe empty-handed. So here no money, materialistic possessions, home, bungalow, car, these are not going to be getting transferred to the next life actually, okay. So all your materialistic possessions, they will remain here. When I'm talking about transferring or the kind of things which you are bringing from the past to the next life, we are actually talking about your own karmas, which you have performed in this present life. So what are the kind of karmas which you are performing right now, or even with which intent basically you are performing your karma? That is the reason also the biggest Raj Yoga of Karma Dharma Adhipati Yoga is formed using the 9th and the 10th house Lord conjunction, mutual aspect or exchange happening between these houses or planets that are like forming any sort of yoga with the 9th and 10th. Because 9th house is the Dharma Bhav, okay, and 10th house is the Karma Bhav. So basically, in order for you to check in this case scenario, what are the things which you are carrying from this Janma to the next Janma, pay attention towards the 9th house. If the planets like Agni Tattav Graha, Agni you see Sun is Agni Karak Graha, basically whoever rules over trine, okay, so Sun, Mars and Jupiter, these three planets, they are the Dharam Prayan Graha basically. So it means basically what is happening here, individuals in this present lifetime, they are actually going to be performing a very good karmas actually by keeping their intent very pure. Because Agni is naturally a Dharam Prayan Rashi. It means it become very difficult for these people to go against something or to go in the path of adharma. Even if they go in the bad pathway, still they have the capacity to come back to their righteous pathway because the Dharma Lord is here very, very strong. So the 9th house Lord, which is your Dharma Lord, analyze whether it's going in the Agni or not. Agni means fire, or if the fire zodiac sign is in the 9th house or not, or planets that are sitting in the 9th house, they are in the Agni or not. Agni represents purity basically. So basically the purification is going to be happening. So that is going to be seen through the 9th house. On the other hand, if the Vayu Tattav Grahas, we are not taking into consideration the Rahu and Ketu here, okay. So if the Vayu particularly, it represents the Saturn also, Mercury also and the Venus also, they are represented by Vayu. Vayu means the wind, okay, the air element basically. Air element actually have the capacity to bring a lot of things from not only this life but also from your past life, that is the 5th house, to the next life actually. With Agni or the fire element, what is happening, all your previous birth karmas, they are somewhat getting settled in this lifetime. And whatever karmas you are performing in this lifetime, only then they are going to be getting transferred into the next life. Whereas the Vayu, the planets, as I told you, Mercury, Saturn and Venus, with these grahas, what is going to be happening here, the karmas which you are performing in this lifetime, and even there are going to be some backlog or some pending karma which will going to remain in the 5th, and your 5th plus this karmas are then going to be getting transferred into the next life, that is the 9th house. And then there is going to be the exception over planet Moon in Vedic astrology, because I will tell you, Moon is it's not going to be creating much more impact in the karmic associations, because this is going to be more of the watery element, okay. So basically water represents the dissolution of the karma. So if basically you are having Moon placement in the 9th house, okay, or your 9th house Lord is Moon, again going in the water zodiac sign, okay. Or you can also check in this way the planets that are sitting in the water. Water represent karmic dissolution. It means there is not going to be any major karmas which you are going to be carry forwarding in the next Janma. Okay, many a times if your Ketu is in the 12th house of the natal chart, even in the D60 chart, Ketu is in the 12th house, Atmakaraka Graha, planet holding the highest degrees in water, Sun going in water in the D60 chart, it means the person is not going to be coming back to this universe. So this is going to be the ending place. Ending mean like, okay, now your soul have completed its complete journey and this is the path your soul is going to be now taking liberation. But the exception is going to be there with other grahas actually, 6 planets which I am talking about. The 3 category which I told you, Agni, the trine, rule over the trine actually, Jupiter, Sun and Mars, and next category is the Saturn, Mercury and Venus. Now in this way, first of all you need to bifurcate the 9th house in order to check, okay, whether I am going to be having next life or not, or what are the actual karmas which I am going to be carry forwarding to the next life. Now in order to analyze the next life, the second part which comes into picture is the Ashtottaramsa chart. Basically it's one sign is divided into the 108 small parts actually. Now if you look into any software you will find this chart very easily. In that chart, first of all, pay attention simply towards the planet sitting in the 1st to 4th house, 5th to 8th house, 9th to 12th house, and calculate the number of grahas in these areas. Like for example, and please here exception over the Rahu and Ketu, we don't consider these as the physical entities. Yes, depending over the conjunction they are forming, they have the capacity to create the difference in the result, but only take 7 planets into your consideration. Now look whether the planets are posited in the 1 to 4, they are more in number. Like suppose your 5 planets are already in the 1st to 4th house in D-108 chart, and 1 planet or 2 planets in the 5th to 8th, and no planet in the rest of the houses actually. It means what have happened, it represent your past life, lot of karmas, the present also 5th to 8th they represent, and no planets from 9th to 12th, it represent there is not going to be any major leftover karmas which you are going to be then taking birth and going to fulfill that karma. On the other hand, if the number of planets, they are increasing more in the 5 to 8 and 9 to 12 category. If they are increasing in the 5 to 8, it means in the present life you are going to be creating lot of karmas first of all. And automatically if in these 5th to 8th there are planets are going to be there, 100% you will find planets in the next life also. Because whatever karma you have created in this present life also going to be getting shifted into the next life. Now you need to analyze from the 9th to 12th house. First of all, look at the same planets which I told you, Agni and the air and water. Look these grahas, try to find these grahas in the 9th to 12th house actually. Whether the Jupiter is there, Mars is there, or whether Agni Rashis are in that houses. So basically if the more dominating factor is of fire element in 9th to 12th, it means 100% next life is going to be there. Because Agni represent the Dharam basically. Dharam basically mean in the next life also you need to carry forward this dharma actually, but whatever you are doing in this lifetime. Like here the one janma is not necessary enough for you to actually complete something. You need at least 2 life, 3 life, next lives to complete that thing actually. And you also need to then pay attention towards the air element basically, because air is air element like the Venus, planet Mercury also, and even planet Saturn. If they are going in the 9th to the 12th house, it also represents the next life is going to be there. Now dependent over your Atmakaraka Graha first of all, because this is the most important planet. You need to check whether your Atmakaraka is falling in which category. Which category mean whether it's in 1st to 4th, 5th to 8th, or in the next category. You need to trace your Atmakaraka, the soul significator Graha, planet holding the highest degree in the D1 chart. You need to trace this Graha in this Kundali. Because this Atman, this soul is actually on a journey. Body is going to be dying here. Because I told you already, you are not carry forwarding your body in the next life. After your death, your body remain there. Okay. So soul will going to be entering into the new and new bodies actually. So soul is on a journey. Soul never dies. Human being body dies. Okay. So I'm not talking about the bodily death here. We are more concerned over the soul journey. Like how the journey of soul is going to be coming into the next to next lives actually. And soul is your Atman. Atman is the planet holding the highest degree in your horoscope. So you need to pay close attention towards the Atmakaraka Graha. Second thing, you need to check planet Surya. Yes, planet Sun in Vedic Astrology. Because I told you Surya or Sun is the natural soul significator. If your Sun going in the watery zodiac signs in the Ashtottaramsa chart, or if your Atmakaraka Graha is going in the watery zodiac signs in the Ashtottaramsa chart, it means your soul will eventually going to be having next life, and then it will take moksha or liberation actually. It also depend over the D60 chart also and Ketu at the same time. Because the Shashtyamsha Kundali is also going to play a very important role, which is the third category. That is where you need to pay attention towards the 12th house. Look at Ketu. Because I will tell you, if Ketu goes in water in these 3 zodiac, in these 3 D1, D108 and D60 chart. Ketu goes in water represent the dissolution is going to be happening. It means the person is going to be suffer a lot in this present lifetime because karmic settlement will happen, and then your soul is going to be getting the escape route. Escape route mean to say when the soul is going to be over a journey and then soul is getting transferred from one body to new life to new life. So suppose now this is the last life for the soul also. So as I told you, soul never dies. It actually gets submerged with the supreme energy from where it have eventually came. Okay, because soul is nothing. It's the godly particle, okay, godly particle, which is present inside every human being. Because we are the creation of the God, of some supreme energy. So that supreme energy, that God, that Ishwar, Bhagwan, whatever you call it as, so we are the ansh. Ansh mean we are atom of that same big atom. Okay, so that same atom, when it's the last birth of the soul, it will, the same atom get submerged inside the supreme creator. So if Ketu goes in water, your Atmakaraka graha goes in the water, it means your soul will going to be having its last life and it will going to find the resting place. Whereas I will tell you, if no planet is in water, I have seen many charts, no planet in water, it become very difficult. It means there are going to be more pending lives for you. More planets in Agni, it means more Sangharsh, more struggle is going to be there. Because we are now living in a Kali Yuga. It's not a Treta Yuga or Dwapar Yuga where every person is dharmic. Nowadays, there are many non-dharmic persons also. And only one leg of dharma is there in the Kali Yuga. There are 4 legs of the dharma. Okay, if you go by the yugas also, the Dwapar Yuga also, the Treta Yuga and the Satyug basically. So in Satyug there are 4 pillars of dharma intact. Every person is pure, every person mindset is pure, everything is pure. Then the Satyug end. Then comes the next Yuga, okay, which is the Treta Yuga, in which Sri Ram have came. So in that 25%, one leg down, 75% dharma is there. Then it comes the Dwapar Yuga, where 50-50, 50% dharma, 50% adharam. Okay, and now it's in the Kali Yuga. 75% of dharma have gone. 3 pillars have destroyed automatically. 1 pillar is there. So Agni represents your fight, your struggle, because Agni is a purity. It's an element of purity. I have discussed in many other videos over importance of the trine houses and how trine is important. Trine is important. So Agni trine is very, very important basically in order for you to become a Dharamparayan. If you are becoming Dharamparayan, it means you are following a righteous path. Yes, definitely the soul will going to find its settlement, maybe in the next life. But if I will tell you, in the air element basically, and the planets which I told you, Saturn, Mercury and Venus, these are the planets which are becoming the biggest restriction factor in our soul journey towards that end part. Because these air elements, Rahu also the part of the air element, Ketu is the part of watery element. That is the reason Ketu co-rules the sign of Scorpio, which is a water. And that is also the main reason why Saturn and Rahu co-rules the sign of Aquarius, which is air. Air element is basically inflicting element. It will create a difficulty in the spiritual growth. Planets in the air element will create difficulty in the spiritual growth. It also means the person materialistic desires have actually increased over the passage of time. More planets in the air represent more materialistic desires are going to be there. More planets in the water element represent over the past lives or previous lives, the person's materialistic desires have actually diminished. Now the person is not more looking for the spiritual desires actually. So D108 chart is very important in order for you to analyze your past life and the journey actually. In this way you can decode Vedic astrology. I hope you have gained some creativity insights in this video with me. Even if you want to support my work by sending super thanks in contribution, you can send me super thanks by clicking on the heart icon below. And regarding any queries and consultations, you can drop me an email. If you want to understand more regarding the past life, next life, or any spiritual consultation, do let me know. I will try my best to explain you everything in more detail. And make sure to subscribe my channel below, hit the like button if you really enjoyed this video. The environment is pretty humid up there, but still it's a lot of peace in the nature. So I'm going to meet you very, very soon in the next video. Till then, Hare Krishna.